If you're looking to start a podcast, it's definitely important to learn the various different ways you can actually record and capture your podcast, because depending on the type of podcast you're gonna do, whether it's an interview show, a multi-person type of show, or what have you, that you know the way you can go around that. And so that's why in this video, I'll be sharing 5 different ways you can actually capture and record your podcast, all to start with the smartphone you already have. Let's get it.
You gotta just press record.
Hey, what's up? It's Omar Corey with Think Media, and yes, you can actually start your podcast with recording the audio onto your smartphone. Now, if you are just getting started, I do want to encourage you to use the app that comes with your iPhone or Android, whether it be a voice memo or voice recorder app. Just start recording your podcast and you can actually get started that way. However, if you're looking to do an interview show, I want to encourage you to use an app called Riverside. Now, Riverside is more than just their app. However, their app is awesome. If you're looking to do an interview type show where you want to interview somebody, this is arguably the best and easiest way to go around that. Their app is incredibly easy to use and you can record an interview conversation. Literally, all you have to do is download the app, create your studio, and then you send the link to your studio to whoever you want to interview, whether that be an email or a text. And then you could simply capture that conversation. And what's so cool about Riverside is that it records the files locally and then automatically uploads them to the cloud. And then when you're done with that interview, you can then go to your computer or laptop and then make any necessary changes or edits or additions to that conversation. Now, I did want to make this video emphasize on the audio side of podcasts and the experience of audio. However, if you do want to use the Riverside app, you could totally turn on your camera and have your guests turn on their camera and record that conversation for promotional or for creating micro pieces of content that you could put on social media, as well as being able to upload that full conversation to something like YouTube. Now, if you are serious about using your smartphone as a recorder for your podcast, I would encourage you to invest into a microphone solution. And one that I absolutely love is the Shure MV88. This is a microphone that plugs right into the lightning port of your iPhone, or you can get the USB-C version for your Android. And this really turns your smartphone into a high quality microphone, really giving you that nice broadcast sound that most podcasts have. Even if you so happen to do in-person interviews, what's so cool about the portability of having your smartphone and the MV88 is to be able to just use your phone as a microphone and conduct your interview that way. Another mic that you might want to consider is the Samson Q2U. I absolutely love this mic because it's a USB mic. You'll just need to get the adapter for your phone, but this is a more traditional looking mic. It is a little less portable where the MV7 could just fit in your pocket. However, this is a way you can go, and it does sound great as well.
It's super tight. As if you just have the Q2U in your pocket.
Now, I would say the only reason why your smartphone might be a con to conducting your podcast is because it is your smartphone. The text messages that come in, the notifications, the battery life, things like that is definitely something to take into consideration. And that's why number 2, the second way you can record your podcast is by using an actual recorder like a Zoom recorder. Recording your podcast using a recorder is a smart way to go about it because it's a very fail-proof and safe way to record your podcast. You know for sure that it's going to capture your audio, and what's also cool is that you can monitor yourself while you're capturing the audio and make sure that you're not peaking or anything like that. Now, I have personally used Zoom products in the past, and even today I have a Zoom H5, which is a very overkill recorder in my opinion. However, the one you may want to look into is the Zoom PodTrack P4. This is a recorder for about $200 that will record very high quality audio files, as well as allow multiple people to monitor their audio because there's multiple headphone outs. The other thing that's really cool with the Zoom is that you can actually do your show kind of live by being able to add sounds to their custom pad. So you can add your intro music or maybe, clap noise or something. And during your show, literally bake in all these audio effects, and then you won't have to do any editing in post. Now, it is important to note that you do need to buy some microphones for this. So depending on how many people you want, up to 4, you may want to look into more Q2Us or any other kind of mic solutions that have XLR on them, because that's the kind of recorder that the Zoom PodTrack is. However, this could be a very portable solution to conducting very high quality podcasts because you can just throw it in a bag, set up wherever you want to set up, and record a podcast, which is really cool. The third way you can record your podcast is by using a website, and there are a ton of websites that allow you to capture audio. But what I love about Riverside specifically is that they capture the audio locally, which allows you to maintain very high quality audio files. And because it's recorded locally, if you are doing an interview, and in the same way with the smartphone setup, you can actually send a link to somebody and conduct an interview, capture that interview, and then it will give you the 2 audio files that you need. So if you want to make any adjustments, you could totally do so. What's also cool about Riverside is that when you grow to the place where you want to actually capture the video side of your podcast interview, then you could totally do so by turning on a camera, and then Riverside will then capture that video file locally as well. You definitely want to think about the experience of your guests that you interview on your podcast. And by experience, you want to make it easy. And I genuinely don't think there's anything easier than sending them this Riverside link, them hitting that link, and then you hitting record and conducting that podcast. Just giving them the time and date when to show up, and then doing what you got to do. Now, I would encourage you as the podcast host to invest into a good USB mic like the Samson Q2U, or if you want to get something even better, we've actually made videos on great USB mics and we'll post them down in the description below, as well as you can check it out at the end of this video. However, making sure your audio sounds good is just something to communicate to your listeners that you are taking this seriously. And in regards to your guests, whether they have a good mic or not, you could totally make some tweaks to their audio after the conversation, which is nice to know. Now, once you finish capturing your podcast show, what's cool about Riverside is you can also make social clips. So if there's actually a good soundbite or a good piece in your show that you want to create a micro piece of content with, you can do so with Riverside Social. Now, if this is the way you actually want to go, be sure to check out the link down in the description below so you can try Riverside for yourself. The next way you can capture your podcast is using desktop software. And if you have a Mac, you totally have GarageBand that comes with your Mac. For Windows, you can use their voice recorder, or you can download a free app like Audacity, which is a great free software that you can use to capture audio. All these are easy to use and great to get started with. If you actually want to get a little bit more pro, you can kind of go Adobe Audition. But that's if you really want to get into fine-tuning and tweaking your audio and making very detailed edits. But the applications that your computer probably came with is probably good enough to get started recording your podcast. The only downside to this is just the interview side to this, but when you're thinking about starting a podcast, most people are probably going to do an interview type show with multiple people. So I wanted to share the different ways you can actually do that. And then I would say the final way you can actually record your podcast is in person and do it legit like we do at the Think Media podcast. I actually made a video of our studio tour. And so if you're actually looking to level up in your video podcast flow and you actually want a studio vibe, totally check out that video by clicking or tapping the screen, or you can check out another video by clicking or tapping the screen, and I can't wait to see you in a future one. Peace.